We are back with number 5 of the 5 facts about Tim Walz. He failed in crisis. Tim Walz was the governor of Minnesota in 2020 when the George Floyd incident happened. Shortly after the incident, people started burning completely, literally burning the city down of Minneapolis. Tim Walz sat on his hands for days before he sent the National Guard at request, did nothing. He did nothing during this crisis, but he jumped on the bandwagon. He jumped on the bandwagon and started inciting it, and immediately jumped to conclusions, immediately condemned the officers. He also, besides failing as the governor managing a crisis, he also took the case from the county prosecutor, which is unheard of, and gave it to the Attorney General Keith Ellison, who is a notorious cop hater, just extremist when it comes to being a cop hater. He was a senator. He's just a terrible, terrible person. Well, Tim Walz, that case was fixed. And now, I was one that thought these guys should have went to prison because the media and the government, led by Tim Walz, was only giving us what they wanted to give us. Until things started coming out, until body cameras started coming out, did we find out and realize that there are 4 policemen to this day, that are in prison for a crime they did not commit. And I will debate that with anybody. I will argue that point with anybody, but I will not argue that point with anybody that doesn't educate themselves. Don't come at me with some bullshit if you didn't educate yourself. If you didn't sit down and watch every bit of the body cam footage that I did. I did a podcast. I won't get into detail because I've done a podcast on that a couple months ago. Those men are innocent. He died of a drug overdose. He was not killed. Tim Walz could pardon them today. I can't even imagine any cop voting for Tim Walz or Kamala Harris. Let's get on Kamala a little bit on this too. She led the charge of creating a fund to bail people out. She was a senator, a fucking senator. To bail people out, they got arrested for the riots and just tearing down these cities all over the nation. Tim Walz could have got a handle on this. They could have got out in front of this and settled people down, but they didn't. They incited it. Let me tell you what about his daughter? So his daughter was tweeting and releasing the locations of where the National Guard was going to be and when. So the rioters would know where they're going to be and they could go to other places. Tim Walz should be in prison. His daughter should be in prison. And his wife made some stupid statement how she would put her window down so she could smell the burning of tires and rubber. And these are some sick fucking people, man. These are sick, disgusting scum of the earth in the governor's mansion and wants to be in the White House. We have got to stop them. They cannot be in the White House. We've got to stop letting the media bullshit us and dictate how we vote and how we think. So those are top 5 facts that I know that show right there he is unfit to be. Not only is he unfit to be a vice president or a governor, he is just a terrible, terrible human being. McGee is out.